Hello guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be showing you 5 random tips and tricks that you need to know about in Minecraft. So the first tip or trick that I'm going to be showing you today is the MLG water bucket. So this is probably one of the most common tips and tricks that people know about in Minecraft, so I thought it'd be good just to, remind you guys. But you guys probably did not need to be reminded by this because, it's so common. Look, it's as simple as just like falling down and then placing down a water bucket at the right time, and then boom, you're safe. But I also wanted to show you that you can also use a spider web, and also a boat, and also a bed if it's nighttime. And then you can also use hay bales, but those things only reduce your damage. Same thing as the bed, but if it's nighttime, then you can actually right click into the bed and sleep. But you can still use a bed in the daytime, but you can still die from it if you fall from a high height. But beds also reduce your damage, and hay bales do as well. In my opinion, one of the easiest ways to MLG is to actually use ender pearls, because you can throw them as early as you want. You just have to make sure that you throw it directly straight down, or else if you throw it off at too much at an angle, then it'll actually fall slower than you are, and the pearl will actually not reach the ground before you do. So make sure that you throw the pearl straight down and not to the side. And then you can also use a horse and a saddle, or a strider, which is actually pretty neat. So now for the second trick or tip, whatever you want to call it, which will be lava jumping. Okay, so the cool thing about this method is that you can place a boat down inside of lava, and for a split second, it'll actually still exist there and not burn up, but then after like a very short amount of time, it just disappears. So you can actually use it to your advantage by using it to walk across lava lakes like this. So bam, 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 and look at that. I just went across that lava lake. So in survival, you're actually going to need a lot of buckets in order to go like a certain amount of distance. So if you're only going to lava jump like a very short distance, you're only going to need one boat. But if you're going to go like across a huge lake, you're going to need a ton of boats. So be prepared. So watch this. Bam, bam, and look at that. I only needed to use 2, which is actually pretty insane. But I had to scroll around each time because you can't have stacks of boats. So watch. Bam, and then, yeah, look at that. I die. So make sure you have enough boats in order to do this trick. So now for the third tip or trick, which is cheap villager trades. Before I show you how to do this, make sure that you're in hard difficulty. If you're in easy or normal, this most likely won't work, because in normal, there's a 50% chance that the villager will actually die, and if it's like a really good villager, like a mending villager, you don't want to risk it. And in easy mode, I can't remember, but you definitely don't want to do it in easy mode. So make sure that your world is in hard mode before you do this. So first off, you're going to want to make something similar to this. So if we go in here, as you can see, I have a trapdoor right here, and it's facing in this direction, so like this. So not like this, but on this side like this. So then when you go on top of the pressure plate, it goes up and you can't move out like that. And you're also going to need a slab facing like this, so it's flat with the ground. And then over here we have a slab right here, so then you can duck under, and then when the zombie's coming through, you can actually escape without it following you, and you'll actually be trapped in here. So first off, you're going to want to do this at nighttime, of course, so then zombies will spawn, or in a dark cave or dark room, or in any other place where any zombie can spawn. And what you want to do is to make the zombie follow you all the way to your chamber. But also make sure that you don't die from all the other mobs, and of course you don't want to die by the zombie as well. Okay, so now that I'm close to my area, I'm going to come down here, and as you can see, the zombie's following me. And then when the zombie comes over here, now I just need to be careful and shift click, and now that the zombie's down here, he's actually trapped. He cannot escape. Once you've got the zombies trapped in here, now it's time to get the villager. So once you've brought your villager here, now it's time to make his trades cheaper. So at first, you're actually going to want to leave this area as it is, and then one block over, you're going to want to start a maze thing like this, all the way around, where you basically go in random directions like this, and you have random pathways that lead to dead ends and other areas. It does not have to be big, it can be as simple as this, because once your villager has turned into a zombie villager, you're going to want to separate it from the other zombies. So when you make a maze like this, it's a lot easier to separate the zombie villager from the other zombies, so then you can block him in with blocks in, like, let's say this area, and then you'll be able to heal him from there. Okay, so remember, before you let the zombies out, you're going to want to make sure that there is no way that they're going to be able to escape, and you also want a roof to be over them so then they won't burn up in the sun. So once you've added your roof, now it's time to let the zombies free. So you can just break a little area right here for your zombies to come up, and now it's just time to wait it out. So once your zombie villager has turned into a zombie, now you're going to want to lead it all the way into your maze over here. Okay, so far it's not following, so I'm actually going to add another roof over here. And I'm gonna break this area right here, so then it'll be able to see me and go all the way over here. Okay, so now I'm back in survival mode, and now they should be following me. Instead, you're actually going to want to block this area like this. So just block it like that, and then come over here. And then try to lead them over into an area, and then lead them into your maze like this. And then if you want, you can actually kill the zombie, and you don't have to separate them. But make sure you don't kill the zombie villager. Or if you want to keep the zombie so they can use it again to make another villager cheaper, or to make this guy even cheaper, then you want to separate them. Okay, so it's just too hard to separate the zombies from the villager, so I would actually recommend making a pretty big maze. Like I said before that you don't need to, but it just seems so much easier just to make a bigger maze, so then you can separate these guys a lot easier. But once you've got your zombie villager separated, so now it's time to heal your villager with a weakness potion and then a golden apple like that, and then it'll make that weird sound that you just heard. And that's a good thing, because that means it's healing, and now you just have to wait it out. And look at that, now it's healed. So now when I go back into the villager and check its trades, look at this, it's a lot cheaper. Look at that, only 1 emerald for 15 emeralds. That's insane. And at first, these trades might seem amazing, but after a while, the villager will actually bump up the prices again. So if you want them to always stay at 1, you're going to have to keep on turning him into a zombie and then healing him again. But after a certain point, you actually don't have to do that, because then he will stop raising up the prices because of the amount of times you have saved him, unless you hit him. If you hit him, even on accident, he's gonna rise the prices up, and after a while, the prices will go back down to 1. Or he might be a picky villager and it might not go back to 1, and then you're gonna have to heal him again and, you know, all that stuff. But it's definitely worth it if you want to have cheap diamond armor. Random tip number 4 is Trident Travelling. If you have a Trident and a Riptide 3 enchanted book, then go into your anvil, put in the Trident in there, and put in the Riptide 3, and turn it into a Riptide 3 Trident. Sadly, you cannot combine Riptide with channeling, so you're going to have to decide if you want channeling or Riptide. But I'm just going to say this right now, Riptide is a lot more convenient. So the coolest thing about Riptide is, of course, you can travel in water super duper fast, and also kill animals like this. Look at that. I'm just impaling these guys with my trident. Look at that. Fish, gone. Now you see it, now you don't. I mean, just look at how far it goes underwater. It's going crazy far. Look at this. Zooming. I'm just zooming like crazy. Bam. Bam. Just look at that. And the best part is when it's raining, because watch this. You can actually use it while it's raining. Just be careful, because if you stop doing it, you're going to fall down to the ground. So make sure that you're falling into a river or a lake or whatever, into some sort of water source, so then you won't die. But I mean, look at this. I'm literally like flying. It's the best. Let me just watch. I can go super high like this. I'm just keep on going up. And bam, bam, bam. And look at how high I am. Look at that. It's insane. Look at how high you can go. It's unbelievable. It is just unbelievable. And what's even better is when you have an elytra. And just look at this. I go into the sky, bam, 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 and then I just activate my elytra. So let me do that, and then boom. I'm just literally flying and using the trident by going so fast, and you go so fast, like literally so fast. So right now I'm in the snow, so of course it's not working. But once I'm in the rain again, I can use it, and you just go so incredibly fast. You don't even have to use rockets. But of course, you can still use them if you want. But I mean, like, this is so much more fun. And you don't use anything. All you use is durability. And you can always mend that back up. Now for the 5th and final random tip or trick. End mapping. So, end mapping. What's it about? So the reason why end mapping is so useful is because when you're in the end and you're trying to explore and find other end cities in order to get the elytra or to get more shulker boxes, these maps will be very helpful because they allow you to know where you are at and where you originally started. So in order to make an end map, you're going to want to right click with your map and then it will generate a map. So once you've created your map, now it's time to get at least 4 pieces of paper, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to want to have a cartography table, and then place it down, go into it, place your map on the top slot right here, and then put your 4 pieces of paper on the bottom slot right here, and then click the map right here, and then you'll pick it up, and then drag it over here, place it down, and you keep on doing this process until it's done. And then if you have more maps and you try it again, it won't work. So that's why you only need 4 for one map. And then when you check out the map, now your map covers a huge vast area of the end, and now you'll be able to know where you are at and how to get back to your home. And there you have it. Those were the 5 random tips and tricks that I wanted to show you today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like, and while you're down there, please comment down below on what I should do next. If you have not already, consider pressing that red subscribe button. Before I go, I just want to say that you matter. See ya later.